What was happening? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Alfredo Prince.
Man, I am your co-host, Pap Alfredo. This is the Midwest Point of View, where we give our point of view on life, business, culture here in the Midwest, and how that affects us all the way around the world.
You feel me? And it's like no other. We gotta represent the Midwest. We gotta represent the culture and the staple in the region. And today I want to start with what seems, for me, things that we need to talk on, which is business. We got to get down to business. We don't stand no business and everything in between. One of the things I want to highlight, I want to shout out I love the affiliates Opus Clips. Hey man, wait till you check out the clips that we dropped this week. It's gonna be fire, and nobody does it better than Opus Clips, man. So if you hear this podcast on Spotify, Apple, make sure you click the link. We're gonna make sure we put the link in the description, and you get a special price straight from us, especially if you're from the Midwest. So shout out to Detroit, shout out to Kansas, shout out to Wisconsin. Everybody that follow us, everybody that loves the show, man, click the link and we got you.
Yeah,
But getting back to it,
fire.
It's fire. You feel me? But getting back to it, standing on business in the Midwest and just really learning how to make our economy move. We don't talk enough about wealth. You agree, Papa? I don't think we talk enough.
Yeah, I don't think it goes around enough as it should here in our culture, or just dealing with business in general. I think we lack that knowledge on what's really going on and how we can actually become some type of wealthy people all in the same.
No, that's the truth. And because that's the truth, man, we got a place for you. We got a place you need to be. It's the Wealth Summit. Now, remind you, we dropping this before the Wealth Summit come out this weekend. So we letting you know, whenever you hear this, when you hear it on Friday, look, if you can catch the ticket for the yacht party, come to the yacht party and meet us. You can actually meet us. You know what I'm saying? Live. But come to the actual Wealth Summit, which is July 13th. That's the actual date of the summit. But it is a whole weekend. So from Friday through Sunday, you will get some type of education around business ethics, around real estate, and the whole purpose of the annual Maconomics Wealth Summit that's curated by Chicago's own Ross Mack. It will be a weekend of events focused on financial empowerment, networking, and philanthropy. So we're advocates. We're very big when it comes to philanthropy. That's one of those big words about just supporting your community. And we're very big on that because we are a community. We are a village. So I definitely support that. And it's rooted in the mission of just giving a hands-on experience and transforming your financial future, growing your network, and building generational wealth. This is why we do what we do. This is why when we talk about business, as your host of Midwest Point of View, pride ourselves on being investors.
Correct. So basically, it's just giving you guys an opportunity to link with others that are like-minded, that have already started their businesses and their businesses are thriving. So now we can all work together and connect to try to figure out how we can all move and progress to the next level at one time, as I said before. So this is the place to be. If you haven't heard of it, you're hearing about it now. So I would take advantage of that if I was you, because that's why we chose to do so.
You feel me? Like
we choose to take advantage, but we also chose to sponsor for some young children around to come out with us as well, so they can get exposed to this experience.
And hopefully, that's how serious we are. Like that's how serious we are about it. So when it comes to, we're not just people that are gonna tell you about like, oh, you should invest in stocks, or you should invest in land, or you should do X, Y, and Z. No, we really do these things, and we've seen the outcome, the potential outcome, and how you can 10x even your reality through financial growth, the black dollar, through just using what you learned either from us or from this summit. We said we wanted to bring the next generation out because a lot of our community feels like that there isn't men who are leading, and we're going to show you like, no, we as your hosts, we as the black men from the Midwest, though we really do lead, and we stand 10 toes about growing the black dollar, growing our wealth in the Midwest.
Yeah, man, we got kids from Rockford, kids from Chicago going out, so it's really big. It's not like we just, like he said, we're not just talking about it. We really walking about it. We really making action and taking charge, taking the bull by the horns to make a difference within our communities around us.
For
And it
sure.
starts with the youth. So,
No, that's the truth.
but
Because
if we
I
don't take
don't think people
ownership of
talk.
ourselves,
What's
I'm
up?
sorry, what were you gonna say?
I don't think people talk enough about the real issues within in the wealth gap.
Okay, cool, damn, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people really focus in on how big that gap is. You know, they're probably like tell them how big that gap really is.
So, I mean, it's humongous. You know what I'm saying? As far as with the lack of knowledge that we currently have on real estate, credit, um, you know, how to take out a loan. Do you know how to take out a loan? Do you have life insurance? It's real simple things that we don't take advantage of that could create generational wealth as well. You know, some of us are stuck on, okay, I'm not finna pay life insurance because I'm not dead. You know what I'm saying? I want to take my money and use my money now. But you being selfish in some aspect because the life insurance is also an idea for your children and could possibly help their children. So it's just small things that we lack as far as with the knowledge or literacy on, and that's why we don't take advantage of it. So I'm not faulting anybody for it, but I'm just saying let's be more woke to it.
No, that's true. You really got to be aware of what has kept you behind the 8 ball financially. You know what I'm saying? You need to be aware of these tools that other ethnic groups use to advance their children's success rate in life. You feel me? Like that's a big thing. That's a real thing. Now, what I will say, just to get some historical context, there's been barriers for many years. So we ain't gonna talk like, well, bro, you acting like I can wake up tomorrow and get a house and become a millionaire in the market, or go buy land, or you know, do the mobile home or
There's
anything
somewhere to
like that.
start for all of this though. So like, yeah, you don't have to think so fast on such a big Richter scale there, but you can crawl before you walk. You wasn't running before you was walking. So it's just that simple. You go after the knowledge first. Understand first, understand for yourself what you want. Then when you have that understanding, gain as much knowledge as you can on the topic at hand, which is what you want and how to get there. Once you have that, then you can start structurally writing it down and you can see the pieces falling together because now you're strategically moving based on what you have written down. So it's just all about structurally moving.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. So for me, when we talk about like moving correctly and putting your plan together, what you would pretty much call a business plan on how to become successful in the market, or how to become more financially stable. One of the books I would recommend is, let me see if I have it. I do got it, but The Wealth Connect, which is actually Ross Mack's book. The Wealth Connect is a good uh, overview. It's a good kid friendly, family friendly overview of where to start and to give you the simple basis of these steps. Right? Again, I know wealth won't happen overnight, especially for uh our people, our race of people, because the wealth gap, like literally, as far as the U.S. Census goes, and this is as far as recently dated in 2021, households with white householders made up 65% of all U.S. households, and then they held 80% of the wealth. Those with black households made up only 13. Of course, we only make about 14%. It fluctuates, with the birth rates and so forth, but about estimately 14% of the U.S. households, and then we only got like 4% of the wealth. We are literally 4.7, so it's under the you barely got a nickel. So if you barely got a nickel. If we barely got a nickel of the wealth overall, imagine what each individual household is. Like each individual household is crazy, and they say the median wealth is about $24,000. People at McDonald's make more.
That's crazy.
And I don't even think they're accounting like if that's like a two parent household, that's even crazy.
Yeah. And then some two parent households don't even got that going on. Like, they just it takes both checks just to make it each month.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where like collaboration has to come in, and you have to look at like what how to maximize the black dollar, like how to be more budget friendly. And one person, and actually one black woman, I want to highlight is the budgetista. So for all the ladies out there, just for women in general who want to get their life together, whether it's your everyday, you just come out of college and you just trying to find your way through student loans, finally being on your own too. If you are a couple or a single parent, everybody needs help budgeting. And I think the budgetista, especially for the women, is definitely someone y'all should look into. I actually followed her for a while too. Yes, we follow women around here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can also take up other ideas as far as with budgeting. Look into Acorn. That's another outlet. It takes your spare change and it puts it into separate account, which is a brokerage, and then it takes that change and puts it into stocks of your choosing, or however you moderate your account. So that's another way to watch your money just go, and it grows throughout time. And now they got this program also throughout Acorn that if you're with them long enough, you can then receive life insurance through Acorn as well. So it's another.
Oh, that I didn't know. Okay, life insurance play. Another thing that Acorn does, and a few other accounts do this. They offer, I believe it's called UGMA, but it's two accounts that you can set up for your kids. Papa knows about them, but just for the audience, if you did not know, they have accounts to where you can set aside money specifically for either education, straight out education, or for them to just have in the future. And it's said for business. But go ahead.
No, I'm saying, yeah, I'm agreeing with you as far as what you're saying and what you're describing.
Yeah. Mm.
But on another note, how about
Mm-hmm.
we go ahead and tell the people about this? I don't know how to really state it, but just the change in era and times as far as with what's going on with dating. Others are starting to connect and things of that sort.
The urban dating scene. This new this new wave of, I don't know what you call it, but the relations and impact and the way relationships was versus the way they are now is wild, so
Man,
like it's straight up wild. I ain't gonna lie. So um for those that are like 90s babies and 80s babies, and yes, you 80, some of you 80s babies are millennials. You need to get that through your head. You are millennials, okay? You are not like baby boomers or whatever that thing is. If you are 35 and under, you are a millennial. You might be 36 because we moved, but either or, that generation grew up on what I grew up on is we millennials. I grew up on Love Jones. Like I watched a lot of those classic black cinemas.
yeah, brown sugar.
Yeah, Brown Sugar
Your
was one of
best
my
friend
favorites
become
too.
your love. The
Yeah,
person
Brown
that
Sugar
you
was one of
really
my
make a
favorites.
connection with.
But I ain't gonna lie, growing up watching them, I thought black love was like that, and relationships was supposed to be like that. Now, of course, yeah, it didn't match my reality. My OG, it wasn't no like happy household or things like that. But that image that was portrayed in the 90s and 80s versus how things are just even dating now is just ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Social media rule the world. It rule the world so much to the point that now everything's a joke. Nothing is taken serious. Thus leading to, I feel like, some of the speed dating that's going on right now. Like with come on man, 20 females, 20 males and one person, and they going through each person. I mean, I don't have nothing against it. It's just
Mm-hmm.
we know that that's very fictional, and I don't know how people that actually take speed dating serious, because there are places that you can still go speed dating and stuff, and you still can get to know other people and things of that sort. Now, I feel like if you do speed dating, like you're genuinely taking up speed dating, you may be insecure or
All right.
desperate or depressed, or you have social anxiety, something like that, in that nature, at least around there. So I don't know how you may feel about what's going on when you see those type of things on social media. It may be like kind of
No, it may be a lot for you to be honest.
yeah,
No, it may be a lot for you to be honest. But that's okay, right? That's okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. Here are some pros and cons um to speed dating, right? And they're like 20 versus me and the popping up balloons. That's something a little different. Cause I've seen traditional versions of speed dating. But
yeah, that's
overall,
true. And like some people, I just don't want nobody like as of right now for what we talk, don't get mixed between the two.
yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna give one pro and then I'm gonna give one con. So one of the pros is you'll meet a lot of people, right? So it says, and I got it from one of these speed dating articles. I believe it's natural speed dating or something. But it says you'll meet a lot of people uh, in speed dating, and you will meet maybe about 10 to 15 singles. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to design for you to enjoy a short date with them all throughout one night, and this gives you a better chance of meeting someone you actually like to date. And face to face versus like even when they say a new era of dating, there was a lot of like online and Tinder, and it expedited as far as probably these past 2 years. Like the whole meeting in person, it is definitely a different vibe. And
Yeah,
actually,
then
when
the
you,
apps that they have that you
yeah, the
can do
apps,
stuff. Yeah, that's very much a pro.
you know what I'm saying. And then one con when it goes back to when Papa Fredo mentions is about like anxiety and doubt and just the nervousness, you might not get any matches. Like you might not get any matches that night. Bro, it's been and just to tell y'all, bro, we don't always win. Yeah, I done had some aces. I done had some great dates. Some beautiful women end up being my girlfriend, but at the same time, I done had times to where I strike out too because I started to be more with the dating scene, and when you go out, you become more comfortable with rejection. And I think that this is good practice for you being okay with saying no, because they even say that in business. Like you're gonna get no's. You're gonna get no's not
Yeah, I
just in
mean,
business. You're gonna get no's in life.
it's it's ideally like you don't need to match with any. It's just it gets you on the dating board. Now you can make conversation and hopefully find someone to link with. So that's why I say again, I don't find anything necessarily wrong with speed dating throughout the traditional route of it. Kudos to you guys. I hope you find the one that you love, you know,
I
and then
I
even
I
through
I do.
yeah, and even
But
through what they have with the online, the kind of jokey speed dating with the 20 versus 1, same thing there. Hey, they may find someone that they're looking for throughout the midst of that commotion.
you
Everybody
can't.
start playing. Yeah, because
No.
the
I
pandemic's over, baby. Let's get in the rooms. Let's start mingling. Let's start talking. You know what I mean? Let's get to know one another.
So what I will say is that there. I'll put it like this: God will make. I believe God and the Creator will make your soulmate the exception to the rule or to the norm. And what I mean when I say that is like when you go, if you did go on Tinder or however you ended up finding the person who ends up being your wife, your husband, partner, or whatever, that was a part of God's plan, because I know a few people who end up becoming like content creator couples and people who we follow and admire. They found their partner on the dating apps. But again, one thing I want to highlight that's actually from an article about when you know being okay with rejection is just because you're meeting, and it says this is me paraphrasing from the article, just because you're meeting with a good few singles doesn't actually guarantee that you'll find someone you like to go on a date with, which could be quite disheartening when you're looking for love, because some of us be hopeless romantics. You know, some people don't be on some people don't be on, well, that was what Ducky got with India, but you know, they don't be on the for layman's terms, they don't be on footboy time. They don't.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Some dudes
Nobody
do
wants
really
to
be
be
on the
with
Drake
one of
time.
those people and play those type of games. So I get it.
Mm-hmm. They're like, Papa believes in love, don't you?
I mean, I believe in love. Yeah, I do believe in love. You know, I have been in love before, but it's just you gotta love somebody for all the right reasons too.
Hmm.
You know, not all right. You start out messing with each other, and then things happen. Now you got it. Now you like fall in love. You know what I mean? It's just build a real connection. You know,
Mm-hmm.
get to know the person that you really want to be, or that you have an idea of being with. You know, if you can't tell us what's their favorite thing to eat, what is the first thing that they do when they wake up in the morning? You know, it should just be little things that you have been calculating and watching throughout time that now has created the idea or dream person that you have fallen in love with. So don't just run into it and looking for it because you're desperate or you lonely, because you're not gonna
Man,
get what you're really looking for. You're gonna get heartache. That's all you're gonna get.
please know what you're really looking for. Please
Yeah.
know. And it's all right if it take a few tries, a few dates. Just cause she fine don't mean waste your time.
Hey, or your money.
I'm gonna say it.
Or your money.
Or your
Okay.
money. Just cause she
Remember,
fine, don't waste your time.
wrap it up.
Okay?
Okay. Cause
Please.
yeah,
Um
y'all got too much babies actually going on with something going on.
Look, I'm telling you. Papa, hey, you know, I ain't even finna go there with you,
Ooh,
Papa. I'm like, he know.
it's in the water.
Look, man. Look. Look. Oh, and let me say this for the guys. Let me say this for the guys, because women, please at some point assess the man like you with. And I say this because I would say this to my niece, and I would say this to my god baby. Assess the man that you with, and don't assess him for his potential, right? Assess him for what he shows you that he's going to secure. He's going to provide you with security, that he loves you a proper way and not a toxic way. Because we see that and we think that's the norm, and that he's able to lead you, right? Make a choice when you maybe not in the emotional capacity or the emotional state to make a proper choice for the family. Like, please assess all these things. And we as the men of like, so Papa does his very best, and I see this in real life for his baby now, for his girl now. And then I'm gonna ask you this for the men. What would you say? What would you say to little man? What would you say to my nephew, your son, if he was 18, right? Or 16? You know what I'm saying? 16, 18. He started dating. What would you tell him in regards to how to properly vet or even pick a woman so he don't waste his time?
So that's a good question. I'm gonna tell him to choose the woman that shows interest in what he has going on, what he likes. You know, not she doesn't have to, necessarily do the same thing, but just be sure that she enjoys what you do and she is encouraging you and to keep doing what you do. You know, I would look for him to find a woman that will genuinely care for him and be like, a backbone. Like I know I know I got my son, just as well as I got my daughter, but when he chooses his significant other, that's then his partner. So I would hope that that person can withhold their end of the bargain. You know, you don't have to hold him hand in hand or anything like that. He ain't gonna be no little boy at that time. I'm raising a man, so he gonna be straight. But it's just mentally, you should be able to, or I'm gonna teach him, of course, to look for that, mainly as far as with a woman that has mental strength. She is strong and secure within herself, so the
Mm-hmm.
things that you telling her, she can take and reciprocate and let you know what she needs, and you listen to her so y'all can share that with one another because that's gonna help them actually grow and learn each other, you know, how to treat one another and things of that sort. So he just has to look for a woman that has like-minded traits and that's passionate about what he's passionate about. That's the only way it's gonna work.
I agree, and you could see that there's some fathers, but even some men don't learn. But some fathers have still instilled that in the boys today. Like Chicago speed dating is one of the like urban speed dates, and I want to say this because my homie Nam and my homie Bam and Zay, they're on the show. They're on the episode. I believe it's episode 4. But even in the ruckus, what I heard from my homie Nam, he actually liked this. So he said that, and I'm paraphrasing. You had to go see in his own words, but he pretty much says the women I've seen here tonight aren't the women for me, and it's because of the way I charted out this list. Uh, I've seen and really kind of sat with what I want in a woman, and since I don't see it here, I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? They not the wife for me. I don't see that in them. Not saying they not good women, but what I seen tonight, it ain't for me. And I respect the fact that he said that on the episode on live, and I thought that was really dope. And now, shout out to my boy now, shout out to Bandman Zero. But still, though, Chicago speed dating, if they are other versions like Detroit speed dating or Wisconsin speed dating, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's give it a program. But definitely go check out the episode. I believe it's episode 4, and you can judge urban dating for yourself and where we are. But with that was a lot to compact, especially when you start talking about like what would we tell our kids, and it's so crazy having to think
Would
that
you
way.
do it? Would
Would I
you
what?
speed date?
Would I do it? I
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna lie. That's a good question. Would I do it? A comment below if you actually want to go. You know what I'm saying, on a little speed date, or if you'll do it with me. Like, but you know what?
Yeah, comment below if you want to take out Afro the Prince. You feel me? Alfredo will pay for y'all dinner. Yeah, you did.
Look at them, but
Now hold on, we only gonna do up to 5. So just in case all y'all want to roll through for my boy, I'm only gonna be able to take care of about 5. Okay, I got 2 kids. All right.
yeah. So you know what? If this goes viral, I will try speed dating, and if I'm allowed to, I'll vlog it, or I'll for sure get y'all testimony. So I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm down with it.
Okay, there you go. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
there
yeah.
you
I'll
go.
do it. I'll do it. Let me know if y'all want a co-host to do it. Hey, he ain't got no whole bar. So if y'all want Papa Fredo to, be your hero or whatever, what I mean.
Hold on now. Oh, that's too far. But listen, I'm pretty
I can
sure
do a
all you.
piece. I'll do a 3-piece for you real quick. You hear me? Huh? Uh,
Man, listen.
Look, hey, you gotta be okay. This is one of the stipulations for both of us, because and this because we know each other. You gotta be okay with Cheesecake Factory. Y'all know that. I need you to be okay with Cheesecake Factory, shorty.
Man, listen. Ain't no question, okay? We don't want to hear no arguments, no boo. Nah, you going to the Cheesecake Factory, okay? And you gonna like it.
They like that,
Yeah, you gonna
but
like it. You gonna love it.
you
You hear
feel
me?
me?
Eat every last bit of that cake.
Taco rolls and everything, okay? Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, I'm glad we have fun on this show, guy. I'm
Yeah,
glad we
man.
have fun on this show. But one thing I want to do, that I don't think we do enough, and definitely comment if this segment helps you, because this is where we just chop it up about life and we check in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna check in right with you. Like I'm gonna sit here and we gonna have a real conversation. But the first person I'm always ask is my brother. So Papa Alfredo, how you doing in life?
Man, that's a good question, bro. That's a real good question, man. Life is great right now. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on. It's just putting all the pieces together, for myself, my future, my kids' future, the future of my community, the kids in my community. We have programs that we have started now to help the youth out here. Um, we also are working on getting the youth into the jail system, as far as with like taking them down for a scared straight program, like the
Mm-hmm.
same thing that Denzel Washington did, things of that sort. So we just looking.
Denzel Washington did the secure trade program.
I believe it was him that did that, but I could be wrong, but I believe he the one that started it, like created it. But yeah, just the idea of going there is pretty big for myself. I think that's gonna touch our youth on so many different levels, because what it does is it gives you an outlook on what your future can be like if you make the wrong choices. Now
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to do everything that I say do, but I would like for you guys to at least take a little bit of something that we're trying to give back to the youth, so that way then you can at least take it, think about it, dissect it, and then go back and try to apply some things that may fit to your own life, so you could be the best you. Because we want you guys to be better than us. You guys are the next generation, so we want the best for you. And outside of that, I got a few other projects that will be rolling out soon. I did just purchase some land not too long ago for my kids and myself, so to create generational wealth there. And I'm very, very proud about that, because not a lot of people doing that these days. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm
Yeah,
don't
I
get me
like that back,
wrong,
man.
but I mean, here where we coming from, you know what I'm saying? It's just it really hit home, and it really hit different. It make you want to stand. It make me stand up tall with my chest out for real, because I really made a power play that I know is going to be very well and lucrative.
That 1%.
Yeah, for my family, and not only for my family, but I have ideas that will benefit my community as far as with providing affordable homes for those that are in need. So
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye out. Keep an eye out from the 815. Your boy Papa Fredo. I'm coming out strong, man, real strong. So like just keep supporting and pushing. Not only me, my brother here, Afro the Prince, and keep supporting the podcast. You know, you're just gonna keep seeing us grow each time. That's all it is. It's just growth and development each time, all the way through. But besides myself, that's me in a nutshell, honestly. And dealing with your God kids. Uh, baby Fredo,
Yeah,
Leia, my wonderful two. I actually got a birthday coming up real soon, so we're gonna be rolling that out to y'all as well. But besides that, man, how about yourself, brother? How you doing?
man. Life is believable and unbelievable at the same time, right? And what I mean when I say that is the amount of success I've had versus some of my homies who are not able to see it. It'd be hard to believe that it's happening, right? And I don't say this to like to my own horn or to even to our horn, because a lot of people don't like we're creators. So if you didn't know and this is your first time listening to our show and you got to this far, we are content creators. I am Afro the
And we take
Prince,
it serious.
and we take it serious. Like we have a purpose behind why we do content creation, and it's made a doorway for me in so many ways that I couldn't believe was possible. And I be grateful. I sometimes I deal with like survivor's remorse. Sometimes I deal with because I'm a real activist. I'm a real activist. Like I'm not, I'll shout out to the good men who do good things, but I'm an activist. So I live my life in the purpose of really trying to change the way my community our community is on so many levels. Like I try to change the narrative on what the black dollar is. Like the black dollar for me isn't just the black American dollar. Like the black dollar for me is like the worldly black dollar. How do I help my people around the world and things of that nature? And when it goes back to the sponsorship, like I'm a real advocate for that, putting money up. And it's just like when when you trying to do so much, and sometimes it's just like you feel like, man, y'all don't see all the work I'm doing. There's judgment, and there's, oh, you not pro black enough, being called a radical. It can weigh. It can really weigh on you, and then even survival remorse. Like uh my brother E and my brother Chris, like the fact that they're not here to see how successful, especially E. I be missing my boy because of the things I do now. Like I'm telling you, we don't have regular lives no more. Like for real. I have went to this 5 year anniversary. Shout out to Coffee Hip Hop and Mental Health. They actually saved my life. And I might talk about that with y'all at another time. But what I will say is it gave a space for me. They had a 5 year anniversary, and it let me be okay with not being okay. So all of my listeners, men and women, especially my brothers, my black men and black women, it's all right not to be all right. It's about what we decide to do after we acknowledge that, you know what I'm saying, these are the things that we struggle with. And there's a space for us. Black women, there's a space for you. Black men, there's a space for you. And that space doesn't have to be with the creator, but there's a space for you to where you can keep going and you can keep living. I want you to remember that I'm a survivor, so I need you to hear me when I say that. I'm not saying this from a motivational standpoint or trying to. It took God to keep me here. It took Papa Fredo to keep me here. It took a lot to keep me here. And for me, I'm blessed that I made that decision, and I am happy. Like, don't get me wrong, the things that I've seen and the possibilities, very happy with life, y'all. Now, and I just want everybody to know that when it come down to how we living out here in the Midwest, whatever we struggling with, whatever we striving for, like it's gonna be okay. And I believe that we can push through it. And I want y'all to come on this journey with us when it comes to us pushing through it. You feel me? So hit the like button, hit the share button. You know what I'm saying? Comment, subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Subscribe, share if you listening to us on Spotify, if you listening to us on Apple, all the social media platforms. When you see this clip, like is love and do that. And we appreciate y'all. And remember, if you want to get your point of view, man, hit up Midwest. Hit up Midwest point of view. And we out here, all right? I'll holler at y'all.